Holy is the ultimate gamer. He's earned that name.
Holyone.
A great guy, and his videos are fantastic.
What's to do, YouTube? It's Holyone, and these are going to be the top 10 most games I'm excited for upcoming in 2021. And to start off this list at number 10, we have Balan Wonderland, which is supposedly a spiritual successor to Knights. Even though I've never played the Knights game, I have seen some gameplay for Knights, but personally what makes this game interesting to me is the gameplay for it, and a lot of people are telling me that this game is going to be really good. I've seen some gameplay. It does have some really cool co-op moments in the game, and I do like playing with like local co-op games with my brother. So this game does have like a kooky quirkiness to it that I might like and enjoy, so I'm definitely keeping my eye on this game. I'm sure it's going to be a fun game to play, so I'm definitely going to check this out and give it a try. And at number 9, we have Hogwarts Legacy. Now, I am a huge Harry Potter fan and a lore of the Hogwarts stories with the wizarding and all that sort of thing. Now, most of these Harry Potter games that have released have been atrociously bad, to the point where Angry Joe leaves really bad reviews for these games that were funny. But what makes this game interesting is it takes place hundreds of years before, like the Harry Potter and stuff like that, so there's no pre to anything. So this game is going to probably take advantage of more of what the lore of Harry Potter is. Visually, it does look a little rough in certain areas. That's why it's so low on my upcoming list, but I pretty much know all the Harry Potter and the Hogwarts lore, so this is probably going to be right up my alley. The last good Harry Potter game I played was probably Harry Potter 2 back on the Game Boy Color, if we're going back that far, but I'm definitely very interested in this game, and a lot of people are, so hopefully it can live up to the expectations that it's going for, but based on what I've seen so far of the game, I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. And at number 8, we have Chris Tales. This game was delayed until 2021. I love the art style of this game. It looks very unique and interesting. It reminds me of like those child books that you would read where it's like a Scottish book you would read that was like hand-drawn and that sort of thing. And I did play the demo of this game. I like the combat. It's like more of like a turn-based where you can jump in with one character and then switch out another to fight one enemy. And the game is it's pretty much a linear game, but you can go off the beaten path, and your character is basically figuring out, you know, what's the point of being a princess and stuff, and you're fighting back against it and making your own choices. So I'm definitely looking forward to this game. It is a very interesting indie game for what I played of it during the demo. And yeah, this is my number 8 for my list. At number 7, we have Scarlet Nexus. Now, the gameplay of this game reminds me of, like, the cel-shaded that Bandai Namco, who have developed games like this before, like God Eater 3, which I played, and Code Vein. It's got, like, that cel-shaded look to it, and it kind of looks like it has a similar premises with, like, these, you know, interesting, you know, weirdness that they have, where it's like all these things are trying to destroy the world, the plants. The gameplay does look good to me. I'm definitely looking forward to getting a game like this, because this is right on my alley for a JRPG, an action JRPG that I like games like this. So I'm definitely keeping my eye out for Scarlet Nexus. I'm sure it won't disappoint me, since this developer has made a lot of games that I've enjoyed in the past so far. So I'm definitely keeping an eye out for Scarlet Nexus. At number 6, we have Ratchet & Clank exclusively for the PlayStation 5. Now, if you guys know, I am a huge Ratchet & Clank fan. I have platinumed a ton of Ratchet & Clank games. I pretty much know all the lore, the backstory of the Lombaxes, and all this other sort of things. So you guys can definitely see why this game is on my list and why I'm hyped for it. I'm interested to see how this game takes advantage of the new console, the PS5, since it will be a technical PS5 exclusives. There's a lot of new physics in the game. The game's going to offer 60 frames per second as an option. It's going to have some ray tracing on Clank. It's going to have, I guess, better loading times thanks to the internal SSD. The story is basically, you know, Nefarious, the arch rival of Ratchet and Clank, and he's got the interdimensional rift thing that one short dude had in the other games, Tools of Destruction and stuff like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to Ratchet and Clank. You know, platforming action shooter game. Definitely going to be enjoying this game a lot when I get my PS5 sometime in January. At number 5, we have Tales of Arise. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Tales franchise. I've pretty much played nearly more than half of them. And I like that they're finally upgrading the graphical engine for the Tales series to something new, because they've been using the same one since, like, the last game they released, which was Tales of Berseria. The combat of this game reminds me of a bit of like Tales of Zestiria, where your character's like merged with this one chick, and he can like use different arts and combinations, combining his powers with her. But then she's like a version of him in another reality, I guess. So hopefully this story is similar to like, you know, Tales of Zestiria, where you're like, you have the two worlds or something like that, or kind of don't go on that again. But I'm definitely looking forward to Tales of Arise. They might make the combat more action-based or turn-based. We'll just have to wait and see. The game did get delayed till next year, so hopefully it will come out sometime, and I will be able to get to play it. At number 4, we have Shimagami Tensei V. I have been waiting for this game to come out since the Nintendo Switch was announced, and this was the game that it was supposedly going to be having as an exclusive. Now, I've played a lot of the Shimagami Tensei games, from the Personas to the Devil Survivors, the Devil Breakers. Not many of the original Shimagami Tenseis, but like, you know, the old 1, 2, and 3 games. But I am extremely looking forward to this game. It is one of my favorite franchises, is the JRPG, is the Shimagami Tensei games, which bore fruit to Persona. So these were the prequels to Persona. So this goes back to its roots. I know a lot of Nintendo fanboys are salty that this game is coming out, not Persona 5, but this could be the better game. You never know. So my hype level for this is really high. So hopefully it comes out mid next year. We'll have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to it. At number 3, we have Resident Evil Village, or Resident Evil 8, whichever you want to go for, which I am a huge Resident Evil fan. I played all the Resident Evil games, including the spin-offs, Revelations, you name it, I've played them all. So I'm definitely hyped for this game. People have been saying this is giving like Resident Evil 4 vibes, and that's getting me excited. So this takes place in like a village based on like a story from a little girl's book or something. And you have all these crazy villagers that kind of look like Resident Evil 4, and it's, you know, it's got the next-gen feel, I guess they're trying to say for it. And you get to play, I think Chris is in it, but he's like an old man or something. But the game hasn't really revealed much about the story, but I am definitely hyped for what they've shown so far. And hopefully it's going to be just as good as Resident Evil 7 was. I think it's first person again, but it could be third person. We'll just have to wait and see. At number 2, we have Halo Infinite. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, Holyone, why is this game so high in your list? They showed the game and it looked atrocious. First of all, I thought the game looked fine. Certain details, like, you know, the draw distance with the pop-ins, the gun design, some things looked a little off, but the gameplay looked great. Certain new aspects like Chief's Lasso looked cool. So I think this extra year is great for the game. They can really redefine the graphics. I think they just need to overhaul the graphics a little bit and just tweak a few things, and then include the multiplayer, because they were planning to like split the multiplayer and the game itself. But this game is going to be coming out running at like 4K 60 and at 120 frames per second. And hopefully with this patch, they can add the ray tracing in they wanted to add in, that they were going to do post-launch to the game. And this is supposedly the final conclusion to the, I guess, whatever, the Halo 4 and 5 games. And what makes me hyped for this game is it's been so long in development. But for me, this is either going to break or make Halo for me, because Halo 4 was okay. Halo 5 was terrible. I'm hoping Halo Infinite is just going to be good, and they take what Halo Combat Evolved was as an open sandbox game and just make it even better and bigger and better. That's what I'm hoping they do. So my hype level for this game is high. And you guys are probably saying lower your expectations, but we're just going to have to wait and see when this game releases fall of next year. And at number 1, my most hyped game for 2021 is Shadow Warrior 3. Yeah, Wang is back, and he's back better than ever, baby. I loved Shadow Warrior 2 and Shadow Warrior 1, and the gameplay in this looks great, and people say, oh, this is a Doom ripoff. It is not a Doom ripoff. It's its own game, and it's got its own uniqueness. And yes, this game also is working the lasso just like Halo Infinite. Ain't that a funny coinkydink? I think the visuals look really good, even though the second game visually was probably one of the best games that released this generation visually, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm definitely really excited for this game. I'm definitely looking forward to playing it on my PC and just cranking up all those settings and just playing this game with what they showed so far of the 17 minutes of gameplay. So these are my top 10 most anticipated games for 2021, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is your boy Holyone. Out!